Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Auzom PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds Invitational Showmatch. We've got one hell of a spectacle for you guys tonight. Lovely people are going to be tuning in from across the world to watch this beautiful lineup of fantastic players, professional, ex-competitive players, underdog players. They could be underground too. It depends how, street they are. And we do have some personality streamers joining with us today. And this event is all about bringing high profile, high tier, highly skilled players all together into the game. And, with the teams are in, they're all ready to go. And, I'm really excited to see who will go out. Of course, as you saw in the warm-up, in the intermission countdown timer screens, we showed a couple of lineups of the teams participating in today's game. Just so you know, a quick recap, or for those of you who are joining us for the first time here at Auzom, we have a specific point system which we use to score our teams which participate in our events, and that is 1 point per kill, with first place grabbing 30 points, second place with 25, third place 20, so on and so forth, and from place 11 to 20th, we only provide 1 point as a sort of participation award, with the focus being primarily on kills. Now, it could change the dynamic a little bit, but it has seemed to prove a more exciting and more dynamic gameplay, with points being a sort of something that you want to, cash in on. You want those points. You want them kills. You don't want to hang around in a shack at the end of the round and stay safe. No, you want to go out. You want to fight. You want to battle. It's the fight to the death, and that is what it is all about here at Auzom GG. And we are ready to go live. 20 seconds on the clock. Everyone is in the server, and it should be looking great for us tonight. But here we have Georgia Pool looking as it is. A fairly decent flight path coming in for the players in today's game. We do have a lovely lineup of teams. Let's go over them quickly as we have the drops coming into play. We have Noble Esports, Cloud9, Elevate, Rocket Esports, Enix, Ataxia, Flashpoint Esports, Set to Destroy X, Neurotic Esports, Subsist, Hide on Bush, E-Logic, Divine Range, Murder Death Kill, The Rats, Slice and Dice, Team 1, Arcticus, Injustice, and last but not least, the Sauna Boys from Finland. But look at how this spread is coming on. It seems as everyone is deciding to go towards a easternly flight path. We do have the military base. I'm quite curious to see who is coming out to go towards the military base. It looks like it will be Injustice along with another squad, Arcticus. So 2 squads going for the military base. Shredded from Elevate deciding to, be a little bit indecisive here in their strategy. Swisher landing in the water, picking up a boat, and we'll do a little bit of a, I think they might do a push around to Novorepnoye to gear up then, seeing as the military base was contested so earlier on. We have Daz's from his team, Noble Esports, going to be going for the farm village here in the beginning, and they seem to be split up here in these 2 complexes. The villages are the hotspots for today. Meteor bot from Ataxia still parachuting, landing down very soon, and Flash Esports as well. Not sure, we don't have any sort of damage being dealt here. Some little bit of blinking players. Severny actually getting a couple of players landing there as well. I believe it's a little bit of a mix of 2 teams. Let's see who's available. It is Zodiac from Neurotic Esports with his crew, doing quite well. But I think they're just going to gear up as Painkiller decides to break away, go towards could be an opportunity for them to go to Zarki. Rocket Esports will be going to North Georgia Pole, and we still have Parachutes doing a long drop here from Hide on Bush, the French team here, with Shiv, Shadow 1K, and Yuki. And, we do have this long looting phase happening right now. But look at this circle. It is so far away. We did have one person get knocked out. It is Floppy Ragdoll from Slice and Dice. And Slice and Dice, if you might think it's funny, but the roadkill is going to be the first blood for this invitational event. Is this actually going to be happening? He's backing in forward. He wants to pancake Floppy Ragdoll as much as possible. Ken Turek could potentially come in and save him. Alexi knocking off Floppy Ragdoll with falling. But Ken Turek from Slice and Dice. And these are guys who do work at Dice. Just playing a nice game. And Calipupu and Drunksy are gonna be looting the looting the bunkers with the first casualty, the first blood of the game being a roadkill by Alex06. Could you get any more cheeky to start a match than what just we witnessed right here today? We have Primorsk having one squad. It's Tama Papau, I really don't mind, and those are the Sona boys taking up Primorsk, having a nice, quiet, calm area for them to loot, but I do believe they have the longest distance to travel, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, actually, Zarki has the longest one, and it's not a particularly ideal location to gear up on. It is fairly limited, perhaps better if you're running as a duo or solo, but as a squad, pickings are pretty thin up in the northwest of the map. Well, rockets are going to be gearing up here with the nice large apartment buildings, and Hide on Bush taken to the containers at Georgia Pool, and the majority of the server, it seems to be already in the next play zone. Shredded here will be gearing up in the containers, but we do have a fight breaking out already in this early stage of the games. That's the points for kills coming into play. For today, It's Swisher's going to try and assess the situation here before he can peek and get the information needed to push up onto the teammates that are contesting them at this loot stage. They are in the circle, so don't have to worry about that factor coming into play as they go into this game. But we can turn on the X-ray mode. And Ken Swisher pick up a nice kill here in the beginning from Elevate. Nop Nop. His teammate is right there next to him. Whereas they seem to be well spread out, ready to engage, but I don't think the Crazy Cage Man from Arcticus, you know, they have a pretty big fight if they try and win this one, and you know, it's a strong team. Elevate, that is, recently released the lineup for this, and G-Thang trying to call out a couple of shots, give some information to his teammates as Fuffins is quite far out, and we need to see if this crate drop is going to be coming into effect. Anyone chappy in looting the mansion area? Now the question is, did that drop come anywhere close for our players to use? Let's have a flight here. But I do want to see how this fight breaks down as Elevator are grouping together, trying to get ready for any sort of push. G-Thang is set up, but not really ideal for providing information to the Crazy Cage Man and Hyas, as Elevate have battened down the hatches here in this house in Novo, waiting for any sort of movement to engage that as soon as they get the information. But Nop Nop could potentially go for this. Is continuing to loot. Let's have a look at the map. Any other damage being dealt? Not in particular. Seems to be relatively clear. Some false alarms going there with the spectator mode, but that is fine. Nop Nop here. Going to be the first one to engage from Elevate as he pushes up onto Arcticus. He has one player. He just pops out the SKS, but doesn't manage to land any of the shots. Gets eliminated. Elevate already one man down at the early stage of the game as the Crazy Cage Man picks up the kill for Arcticus. A nice start for their match, as they still are well spread out and definitely throwing a couple of spanners into the works for Elevate, as Dizzy LT will try and get the vengeance for this next plane. We'll have to reassess, but they need to be wary as there is that one player, G-Thang, lurking in the hills. With that VSS, even though it is weak, will distract them, and the suppression shots will make it very difficult for them to pinpoint where he is currently located. But it seems to be still fairly called. Look at the shots. That is from G-Thang. The suppressed shots, no idea. Throwing them completely off guard there. Look at him holding that decent position in the barn just above him. And they are so blinded right now. No idea. They need to cross out that play of taking the vehicle. And G-Thang could potentially put a nail in the coffin for Elevate very early on in this game. Go to G thing. Let's see what he sees from his bird's eye perspective. I think he'll be able to pick up Shrouded if Shrouded is not ready to peek the shot onto him. And be curious to see who's in top form. Will it be this new coming team who have been doing quite well in tournaments? Arcticus, which is part of G-Thang's stream. And no other fights really breaking out in the north side of the map. So we are just going to continue observing this little engagement between the two teams. Ratted. Swisher and Dizzy. Pinned down. Unsure. Trying to find an angle. Trying to open up position for them to make their escape and move on to the next circle. But that information has not been provided to them yet, as it is a little bit more time until the next play zone is determined. And, you know, it's great intuition from G-Thang to take that high ground and try and pin them down as soon as possible. And the Crazy Cage Man and Hayas not going to be providing much help here, as these players trying to get into, you know, a next opportunity to push each other, but I don't think it's going to be happening just yet. And apologies for the sound bug, ladies and gentlemen. It does happen when the game is loading in very slowly for us. High quality 8-bit audio from Night Blue in his tasty UAZ. Well, here we do. We have Enix. We'll have a couple of players contesting them. Not going to be picking up any kills just yet. But I do apologize for the sound, ladies and gentlemen. I have no control over this happening right now. Potentially could be a little bit better, but the stuttering audio is a problem. Gazrilla here, going up, taking to the lumberyard. But still no fight between these two. Stab from Injustice, split up with his team here. Nova Repnoia is still a little bit of a hot spot, but not too hot. We do have a little engagement here between Slice and Dice. Unfortunately, on the low ground, they are at a bit of a disadvantage to Miss Flawless, Lemon Kiwi, and Terexneo, who are up on that hill. Taking a couple of shots. Kenturek, can he make it to shelter and get some cover from Drunksy, who is just out there in the wide flank? Lemon Kiwi holding on by a thread of his life. Trying to pick up the shot here onto Kenturek. Keep this in mind. And they do have a little bit of a disadvantage with the height belonging to them. And this is, you know, don't do it, Anakin. I've got the high ground. But will they make the jump? Can they take him out? There's one player spinning to the right of Kenturek. But that is part of his team. Excuse me. There's a little bit of a stalemate between the two players. I think they will pull out. Divine Rage will be pulling out of this situation, choosing not to engage, as Drunksy is actually going for a high flank. Could potentially get a shot into them using the AK. Sees him just down the range. But it is going to be a peaceful start here. Let's have a quick check at Novo. Not much going on just yet. Fuffin's here, gonna be taking up the shots, trying to take him out, but he gets knocked out by Shrouded, but he did pick up a frag there before he did get knocked out by shot. Dizzy LT is passed out and right behind that vehicle. And but Fuffin's still being alive here. He'll be able to provide a decent amount of details about what's happening in for him, as G-Thang could potentially come around and help him, as this squeeze is coming, and Hayas has a complete understanding of where their position is, manages to poke him if they are going to peek around this corner, going wider and wider and closer to pick up the shots with the suppressed Scar L, going prone instantly, taking half damage as this initial engagement is going pretty quickly, as Hayas decides to go for the health. The shotgun's going out. Dizzle T gets taken out, and that is them eliminated. Elevate GG to be taken out in round 1 to Arcticus. An easy victory for them, as this is the first squad to be eliminating, and they will be taking 20th place and very little or no kills awarded. Only one knockout. And look at this, they're set up ready for the next circle. They could have a little bit of pressure coming their way, but we do have another fight breaking out here from Cloud9. Sweater having to take cover, gonna drive off the cliff, gets knocked out by jumping. Oh no, he does get shot by Church, bruh. Crunch, bruh. Excuse me about that. I just wanted to say church. Religious, you know, man needs religion when things are getting this violent in a this high octane, high momentum, high violence game which we're watching today. And it's pretty exciting. Shiv's coming in from the side. I think they are trying to take out I'm not sure if Chronix is the last one remaining. And this is Ataxia. Zekix replacing Profi for today's game. As C9 are not looking so well with solid FPS, the last one remaining trying to revive, but this could potentially be a vehicle ram. But look at this nice defensive parameter they set up right next to them, as they do have the vehicles coming in and they're going to surround them. Look at this. It's like a rally of roundup of some cattle at the corral as they do get taken out. And one player remaining from C9 as a vehicle flip comes in. Could he get these shots? It's Haxere, and that is them out. Cloud9 are sleeping in the clouds tonight as, you know, Ataxia managed to take this win and control the power plant. Look at that. That was quite the engagement. They're going to gear up and get a lot of sweet goodies. It's Christmas early for Ataxia as they did take out Cloud9. Would appreciate the camera to switch. Thank you so much. Working, we have Edda Kulis from Team Let me quickly have a look at my cheats sheet here. Oh yes, part of Noble Esports, excuse me. And you know, Team Dice, Slice and Dice are here. Didn't call them Team Dice. Team 1 here, hugging the edge of that circle. They've done pretty well in previous playtests, placing relatively quite high. And Hefe, I believe this is Enix. And Product NV is has either been eliminated or has been unable to join today's game. We do have one player missing. A couple of shots coming out. They're trying to take up Pyro PB. He's already getting lots of damage dealt. I think he is knocked out. And Jefe is being El Jefe for today's game. Machine Gunner just here from Flashpoint. Admiring the view. The fine word work here in the lumberyard as his team are going to try and secure this high point. They've decided to go to the center of the circle quite early on. You know, to try and chance it a little bit, but everyone is split up and holding these buildings. We have Rocket Esports holding the small compound, and they do have some visitors just across, just a stone's throw away. Stampty right around the corner from Sauna Boys. Now Sauna Boys are doing pretty good, and they're the underdogs to watch for this game. And I've had some rumors, saying that they can take this. They can win today's invitational show match. But do they have what it takes? Do they have the birch leaves? Do they have the water? Is the sauna warm? Is that fresh, naked pine ready to absorb the heat from the Sauna Boys? Will these Finnish legends be able to claim the victory in round 1 and start today's evening on a high? Maybe. Maybe it could happen. They do have the skills to prove it. There's a little bit of a stalemate here. Everyone being a lot more careful than we have seen in our playtests. I feel like it's a lot more pride at stake for the players. Big orgs, big personalities, big teams, all going at it. Of course, they want to make it to the very top of today's game. Seems to be fairly clear. We have D and Boom from Noble Esports, and they're going to take this watchtower. We do have Heinon Bush, who did you know, do a little bit of a quite a long distance journey. I think Voxic could potentially spot out these vehicles roaming across the field, but I doubt that they will engage, as they're fairly well set up here for a temporarily hold as they're ready to go for this next circle. And now we have, you know, this sort of say a defensive, unknowingly defensive position for these next teams to try and push it up into here. Painkiller from Set to Destroy has to navigate through these trees. Will the Caster Curse catch up to him and make him flip and knock his teammates out? Keeping reasonable control as we do have a push coming in here. Ken Turek from Slice and Dice going to be engaged with them. And I think Painkiller from Set to Destroy are not looking good here. The shots are coming out. A rain of bullets shredding across the valley here as they try and find a suitable habitation which they can set up camp in. As they hit warp speed, Painkiller and two of them get knocked out here as Shadow 1K and Kylank from Heidenbush get killed. Knock out Painkiller and Figano. And it's just like a field of death here, as we have Hexed from Ataxia trying to go in, and it's just a massacre. It's a free-for-all for everyone to try and get the kills here. The vehicles are pushing in to get suitable cover, set up shop, and hold down for the next defensive position. We have almost 60 players remaining here in this small vicinity. Empty. Holding it down. He does have the Kar 98. Can he get some nice shots to put it up? But we do have a small gun range fight happening here between Yuki and Slice and Dice. Grenades and smokes, everything being used so early on in the game. It's going to be an expensive battles early on. And I'm quite interested to see how Hyde and Bush are going to hold up onto this one. Slice and Dice, Kenturek manages to peek here. Going to see one of them potentially peek around the corner. And there he is, one of them unawarely peeking. He's holding his shots. Kenturek, can he hold it off? Unfortunately, that smoke coming into play there. No visuals for Kenturek to worth it, and no kills granted to him right then in that early stage. Night Blue here could potentially be picking up a couple of kills here. He's well positioned, having the higher ground. And it's not looking fantastic as he has to back off with a substantial amount of damage being dealt to him. I believe this is Flashpoint Esports here. And Zodiac from Neurotic Esports doing a sneaky climb up to a tree to get into some recent cover. And a couple of pot shots going down as the momentum has slowed down. And I mean, that was, you know, and look at this, Team 1 holding it down to the last second to come into the circle. And that's super interesting how they've decided to, you know, walk. I think it's, you know, it's a smart move. They won't be detected through audio as they decide to go on foot the final 300 meters up to the next point. And I mean, we could show Team 1 have been doing fairly well in the games. Placing relatively high in the top 5 at least in previous playtests, and you can see their ranks right there. But before the battle gets in, we can have a quick look at them. They have the lineup for Team 1 still full, except for Lagzer missing from the lineup, who is the top fragger, I'd say, for Team 1. But no push here. Look at this. Circle hugging at its finest. And it's Skok. I can't, not sure which team he's from. Let me find it. Oh, this E-Logic. Skok from E-Logic. Lineup right here. As we do have Stab from Injustice. Probably will be putting up a little bit of a fight here as Arcticus will be trying to push up. He does have a great vantage point here. I think he is aware. He's calling to his teammates, saying, yo, guys, we got a couple of bad guys pushing up onto us here in the around the corner. So here's the peek. There's the spot. He has the info. Does start to engage them right there. Putting a little bit of distraction. Some players remaining. I think they're going to pull out here. There's an absolute swarm of players coming in right now. Want him, that crazy cage man coming up right next to Stab. He could potentially pick up a kill here. Slim Carry Frozes gets knocked out. Slim Carry with a return fire taking out Crazy Cage Man. In the meantime, G-Thing and Hyas will be putting up a fight here as well. Meteor Bot up there in the north has been revived. Got knocked out earlier. So Ataxia still in the game. G-Thang will decide to go for the revive, and that will allow them to open up this position as Hayes tries to pry around the corner, stab. They're holding onto in the nooks and crannies of this little house, and Melancies seems to have the best point from all of them to try and contest and help out. Have a quick look at the map here, see if any other fights are breaking out. Currently, not right now, potentially a little engagement between Enix and another team up north, as they are wasting a lot of time here. That circle will be moving in relatively soon to the next position. With 30 seconds remaining, they're going to pull out of the flight, and Slim Carry could potentially pick up a frag here and there, as Puffins, that crazy cage man, decided to, oh, he is knocked out, and the circle will start claiming its victims relatively soon. Let's go here as we let this fight go on and see who comes up victorious. So we did have a little bit of an engagement here between Team 1 and... I'm not sure. Team 1 and... Hide on Bush? No, I'm sorry. Team 1 and Flashpoint. Machine Gunner has been taken out. Pitts, the last one holding on here with an AKM. And will he be relentless in claiming this kill? I mean, he's pretty well geared and should stay alive. He has a little bit of stims to work with. He doesn't have enough information to make the push, so it must be a little bit frustrating for him, as he will try and peek here, boiling out, getting the one frag. Can he pick it up to make the second one? Not enough time. He has eliminated them, actually. That is a double kill. Zodiac is dead, and the play zone doing the rest, taking out Wazupi, or Wazupi, and that is Flashpoint. No, I'm sorry. That's not a Flashpoint. That was probably a different team. Anyways, let's go to the circle as it is moving in. We have Samty all the way over here from Sauna Boys. Only holding 2 kills. It's decent, although he does have a lot of potential frags in the next circle, as it is 40 alive, 40 players remaining, or should I say 36 players remaining, as another one gets taken out by Edakulis, taking out Slim Carry, and there is Samty picking up on Lexa. Doesn't manage to knock him out, as he does actually do knock him out. Picking up a second one there onto Skok, and BRTW is the last one remaining. Lexa could potentially get rid of it, but I don't really mind, is going to be pushing up and being a little bit aggressive in his plays here. So, unfortunately, they will have to cross out that play, and Sauna Boys holding this superior position here will have, you know, easy pickings to pick up another kill, but they do have to keep in mind that the next circle is only 120 minutes away, and they have to start making a move onto the next spot. Rykar here, is he a wild card all by himself in this shack? He doesn't have any kills, so he could just try and go for positions. And excuse me about that. We just had the production officer coming in, making sure my hair was looking fine. But there we go. Rykar here, alone in the middle of the circle. Could try and go for a better place ranking, as Pitts is taking a substantial amount of damage. Is he the last one? He's the last one remaining from Team 1. As we do have Hide on Bush here. White in the open, trying to engage Princess Pawns from Murder, Death, Kill. So this is 2 French teams. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 French teams going at it with each other. You'll see how we have Zakix holding on to the very edge of this circle. Also a last player remaining, Hyas as well. A lot of final remaining players. Pitts holding on with his meds, trying to take Team 1 to that slot 1 in the final scoreboard. Sauna Boys here quite well. He did manage to pick up the kill, as I don't really mind. We'll put him right back down and take another one, making a double kill there, knocking out Lexa, eliminating them from reaching that top slot here. E-Logic out of today's game, as the Sauna Boys will be coming in. We could have another push here. A flank from behind, as Yuki is knocked out from the play zone. Kala Pew Pew from Slice and Dice, the last remaining player from them, has a little bit of a predicament here to try and put up with 4 players on the high ground, and it is Enix, and they are one strong team. As this circle comes in to deal the damage, he's going to take one from the team, tries to knock out Voxa, but unfortunately the circle and the superiority belonging to Enix does cost his life, and he is eliminated, as Slice and Dice are no longer in today's game. And look at the next circle coming in here. Sauna Boy right next to Jempty. Shiv taking a lot of shots and damages. We do have another engagement here between Princess Pawns, trying to keep up with all the action as it is coming at high-end momentum, high velocity. The Doc would be proud, ladies and gentlemen, as it is a lot of violence here. Princess Pawns from Murder, Death, Kill, putting up a decent fight against Enix as he does pull up the meds, the stims. She does have the op, so she could potentially one-tap them with a lovely point-and-click adventure here as 17 players are remaining and the circle is about to move on to the next position. Rykar holding on by himself, trying to do his team justice and make them place in the top couple of teams as Heidenbush, a low point here, and so they need to try and reclaim that high ground, which they never really lost in the beginning, but it is something you need to try and claim from the Sauna Boys, holding onto that watchtower, and they're going to be laughing here with a lot of protection and sheer numbers for them to work with. And look at this, 4, 7, 9 kills already belonging to the Sauna Boys. As Kylink is taking a little bit of damage here as Team Heads Up is pushing in closer. And this is still Murder, Death, Kill going against Heidenbush, so 2 French squads remaining, the Finnish boys as well. We do have Enix coming in completely unaware of Rykar in the shed, holding his tongue, being patient, just trying to get the points for his team, as Liquids is also here exposed, fully stemmed. We'll be trying to pull up an engagement here against Enix, but the circle is coming in. It is pushing in hard. I think Murder, Death, Kill are going to be eliminated here from the severe damage dealt by the circle. There's one going now knocked out, a second one getting knocked out, a third one, Team Heads Up getting to Andrew's side, the last remaining, taking huge chunks of damage dealt to him, as we do have Kylink pushing in from Heidenbush, and we do have the final 4 teams remaining, 5 teams remaining, excuse me. Liquids and Rykar are going to be the wild cards in this remaining fights, and Sauna Boys are forced to move out of their watchtower and move into this. But let's switch to a lovely third-person overview here. Rykar holding the Horde ground, and Liquids is taking a substantial amount of damage as Enix will potentially clean this up. Although they are being a little bit aggressive here, and the grenade from Hefe knocks out Liquids. And that is a kill confirmed for them. Enix remaining in the fight. Rykar. I'm absolutely astonished with him still being alive right now. Set to destroy using the Shaq tactics. And I'm not talking about the basketball player, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse the puns. As Heidenbush are remaining a little bit spread out. Shiv knocking out one of the Sauna Boys. I don't really mind. Goes down with the headshot from the Car 98. And look at this beautiful split up of players as Enix are trying to go for the flank. They are, I think they're perfectly aware of where Sauna Boys are located in the watchtower, but they are in the circle. They're going to have to draw the players out to move towards them. And now we will see who's in top form as the circle begins to squeeze in about 20 seconds. And you know, this is who is going to be finding the angle to try and make this push. Rykar with a grenade from Draydon, knocking him out. Enix, can you stop with the Kobe nades, please? As Samty is knocked out there right in the open. Jempty as well. The Sauna Boys, he could potentially, he's waiting for his chance. Draydon is completely unaware of the presence of Sauna Boys lurking here in the outside. Jempty peeks, takes out Draydon. He could potentially pick up another one. Now he's going to go back prone, stay sneaky, sneaky snake, and wait for his chance to pounce. His Voxa has dealt quite a lot of damage as Heidenbush are pushing up slowly, using that momentum to try and get the higher ground. As the circle is moving in, it is pinching. The player zone is getting ever so small. Jempty, the wild card remaining here, as Heidenbush are completely unaware of his presence. Voxic could potentially go for the wide sweep and pick up Jempty, but Sauna Boys, can they hold on to this? Jempty is holding on. He has a 1v5 situation, and can he clutch it for the Sauna Boys, or will Heidenbush come out on top, or the new esports team, Enix, bring out this in? They're not playing with their primary lineup, so you have to keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, though I have to say they're doing fantastically well for the situation they are currently in with the teams. But Jempty remaining here as Shadow 1K, being a little bit dangerous to Jempty. Jempty is just, you know, he's gone AFK. He's turned on the sauna. He's ready to chill out or warm up in today's shot after today's round. So is he getting that sauna ready? Kylans gets knocked out. Shadow 1K is going to be following up, trying to go in for the revive straight away. They are in the circle, or are they not? 11 seconds remaining. They seem to be just around the outskirts. Shiv is the one who could potentially do some damage. Jempty's still laying low. He potentially will pick him up, but he's just being patient. And this is where you get some top plays coming from these people. Jempty has nothing to worry about. His team has the kills to go on to the final, as this is starting to pull out very, very long. Jempty going for a nice sneaky play, but unfortunately he gets taken out by Shadow 1K. He's managed to spot him as the final shots come into your Vox. It gets knocked out. Hefe, the last one remaining from Enix, as Hide on Bush try to pepper the shots across behind that tree, but Hefe is holding on. Shiv doing a final push, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hide on Bush taking first place, followed by Enix, third place by the Sauna Boys. Painkiller coming in on Set to Destroy in fourth place. Number 5 with Raptor the Raptor and his boys taking it with the Rats. So there you have the scores for round 1 of today's Invitational Show Match at Auzom GG. It's a couple of kills here in Dell. Fairly nice start to the day. A couple of 0. Surprised about Rocket Esports pulling off 0 kills this round, but you know, there is also next round which they can work with. So there you have the kills, ladies and gentlemen. Today's game. We do have the rankings. I mean, they should move in. First place will be taken by Enix, as they do have an astounding amount of kills. That's around 13 kills for them to have in this round. But let's go back to the desk here.